Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tyranny. Now in the last episode, actually, let's just check our not this quest log, where you can see what we have been doing. Alright, so you have arrived at the outskirts of Vendrian's Well, at the old remains of the Edgerin Fort. Just as one of the Crescent runners was setting you up to speed on the situation, the Vendrian Guard attacked. Help Kyros' forces to fight back the rebel assault. Well, we did that. We helped Kyros' forces to defend the Edgerin Ruins camp from a rebel attack, saving Commander Trastus in the process. Alright. And then our next thing what we have to do is travel to the Disfavored camp. Make your way southeast through Edgerin Fort and travel to the Disfavored camp where Graven Ash and the Voice of Nerad are meeting to discuss their strategy. Alright, and we also got this new party member called Verse. She's damn it, I actually forgot what her rank was in Scarlet Kyros, but whatever the case, she's from what I understood, a rather high ranked member of Scarlet Kyros. So that and she pretty much fights like a barbarian. So pretty much like me, in a sense.
Right. Can't do that.
Well, what do we have here? Head wrap. Alright. And some crane. Well, let's take it all. Does Verse have any headsets? No, she doesn't. Well, let's give it to her then, I guess. Now, what does she get? She doesn't get anything from it. Oh wait, she gets plus accuracy. That's nice. Alright. I don't actually hide the helmet. Yeah, let's do that. She looks so much cooler with that mohawk. You?
Can't do that.
I like that a lot. So, the southeast. Can we get there from here?
Sorry, I can't.
Well, apparently you can't indeed. Well, this way, this giant gate. I mean, just look at these graphics. I mean, they are so beautiful. Must have been made in the same kind of art style they made with that they used in Pillars of Eternity. The same technique to create these beautiful environments. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Hail Kyros! Hail Kyros indeed. I can't wait to run a spit through those rebel dogs. I'm sure you get your chance, whoever you are, but now. And let's go to the Disfavored camp. This fort was constructed shortly after routing rebels along the valley's western edge. The Archon, Graven Ash, directs all Disfavored efforts from this location. It will take you 3 hours to complete your journey from Edgerin Ruins to Disfavored camp. Alright. Hover your mouse over an enemy selection circle to see the defenses. Right click to lock the information window in place. Alright, cool. And here we are. Take what you can carry, but leave this cart. Otherwise we seize you and your wares. This is robbery. Well, even though this is Kyros' law. Well, even though we got better things to do, but might as well just check out what's going on. Hail, Fatebinder. The Disfavored scout nods at your approach. Camp's on up ahead. Don't mind us, just clearing out the rebel. I still understand what I have done to offend. I respect that these are now Disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll, but she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I'm not allowed to trade one thing for another. It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. You're on Disfavored land. These warriors have every right to kill you. You should be more thankful that they are even listening to you speak. The Overlord regulates all trade. If you lack the proper permits, your goods are for fate. This is not my concern. Well, let's say this. A trade permit? Well, how was I mean, to whom would I speak for such a thing? Not us, and not our problem. Maybe march your butt to Bastard City and plead your case before Tunon. But we'll lighten your burden and relieve you of your wares first. That should make the long trek a bit more bearable. Anything to be argued before Tuno may be argued before me. You had best start making a very strong argument as to why I should help you. Well, let's say this. We are Tunon's voice after all. What's there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel and the warrior pauses, placing her hand in front of her mouth. If the Fatebinder wishes to wade in on the matter, courtesy demands we listen. This also clears her throat, looking at you expectantly. This is a disfavored matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgments around. Well, you could rob me now and have my supplies today. The merchant grabs a flask from his cart. Or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey all year long. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing draughts. Certainly any army will need those. He uncorks a small ceramic vial, and the aroma of gloves and lanolin assaults your nose. These are essential goods to the war effort. We should leave the supplier intact. Curious, I was just hearing about a supply caravan of regents going missing. Do you take me for a fool? Those regents are rare around these parts. Are you sure you didn't steal them from Kyros' forces? If the Disfavored have a reason to question these items, I shall trust their judgment. Oh, this is a lie. Well, let's just see how he reacts. Well, I don't see how that relates to me. I mean, I have only just arrived here. I couldn't have been involved in anything like that. Didn't say the shipment went missing around here, and I certainly didn't mention when. Start talking. So you just happened to caught all of these by yourself from over the mountains in hopes of making money in the middle of battle. I'm not buying it. To this favored, you were right. Kill this liar and share the proceeds with the Legion. Well, let's give this guy one more chance. Well, I suppose some of it's looted. The peddler tosses his hands in the air. Look, I'm just trying to scrap together an inventory to sell. All the tiers have been wrapped in war. Forces a man to get creative with his sorts of wares. I found most everything out in the forests of the valley. I would keep my head low when I heard sounds of combat. Then I would take a look and grab whatever wasn't claimed by the first victors. So then, you stole from the Disfavored dead. How else did you get your hands on that iron? The scout pouts to the merchant's cart. He would come here and sell us our own armaments. If anything has an owner, I will return it. But this iron would have turned to rust if left in mud of the battlefields. The Disfavored are few in number, is that not right? You need a man like me to gather up supplies that would otherwise go to waste. You may trade your wares freely, but lie again and I'll have you killed. The Disfavored will tolerate your presence, but you will pay them handsomely for such charity. Leave this card as a gift for Craven Ash, then leave and never come back. You stole from the Archons and then wish to sell it back. Your life ends here. Even though I know I'm evil, well, I work for evil entity and everything, but I don't think I want to be a total dick. I think I just pick whichever option here will serve my masters the best, at least in my opinion. The Disfavored will tolerate your presence, but you will pay them handsomely for such charity. Leave this card as gift for Craven Ash, then leave and never come back. Well, let's just say that. Let's just tell him to get out. Thank you, Fatebinder. I know others of your ilk would gleefully meddle in our affairs at every opportunity. The soldier turns her attention to the merchant. I hereby claim these trappings of the Overlord for use by the Disfavored. If you want to live, take 2 steps to your left and don't move a muscle. The peddler shakes his head with a scowl and steps aside, as directed, spitting towards his own cart. Hagnon mutters a half-garbled curse before placing his hand up in submission. And they all gone, and left all the stuff here which I can't loot. Damn it. Slow down a moment. I know we are both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. Well, what's that? The voices of Nerad told me that you have come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story. So let's have it out. What's so special about you? I'm here to deliver an edict from Kyros. I have nothing to tell you. Why so suspicious? What else has the voice of Nerad told you? Did the voice of Nerad ask you to spy on me? What else has the voice of Nerad told you? Only that I could find you in Etherin ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the stink of the Matani River. She laughs, but there's a forced nature to it. That sounds kinda suspicious. Did the voice of Nerad ask you to spy on me? At a loss of words, Verse regards you with momentary unease. Oh, damn it. There was this text there, but I didn't read it. Damn it. Well, are you even surprised? He's the Archon of Secrets. Knowing him in advance is his business. So is snatching up any advantage over Craven Ash. Those two compete like a couple of new recruits for a spot around the fire. It's nothing nefarious. The Voices is just curious why you are here. If he wanted to know more, he wouldn't be able to suss it out that easily. He would have sent one of his scarier peons in my stead. Well, she was honest, and I guess I can just tell why I'm here as well. And I mean, I am going to bring this edict to the Voices of Nerad and Craven Ash anyway. So it's not like they're going to find out anything what I don't want them to know. That makes a crazy kind of sense, considering how long the siege has taxed the armies. I can understand why Kyros would send you with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? The Archons must claim Ascension Hall by Kyros' Day of Swords, or all will perish. Ascension Hall is the traditional throne room of the Queen of Apex. There we go. Alright. Day of Sword. Alright. That is not for you to know. Well, might as well tell him. Or her, rather. One more thing for the Archons to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Kyro sends any lightning our way, just tell me when to duck. Why so suspicious? It's just a feeling I got. When the Archons are together, the air gets as taut as a bowstring. I can't help but think that no amount of compromise will get them seen eye to eye. So why invite a mediator from Tunon's court? It doesn't add up. I think I already told you that. Why do you think the Archons are at odds? I have been with the Scarlet Chorus since the early days of the conquest, so I can't say I have been building for a few years. I can't say it's been building for a few years now. I'm misreading. So I can say it's been building for a few years now. There's an energy about those two, like a pair of storms moving to collide. I heard that Craven Ash and the Voice of Nerad shared some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but I don't know any of the particulars. That's absurd. If the Archons cannot put the past behind them, they are unfit to command. By my authority, the Archons will fall in line. That sounds like exactly the attitude to set this campaign in the right direction. I don't envy you the task of getting them to cooperate, which sounds about as easy as teaching a tornado to heal. At least you sound like you know what you are doing. Oh, you bet your sweet ass I know what I'm doing. Well, not really, because this is my first time playing the game, but I try my best. Enough of this, I must meet with the Archons. Hey, don't let me hold you back. I'm sure whatever you are here to do is important enough that you don't need me stepping in your path. The war tent is just past the center of camp. Ah, so I made her fear me a little more. One last thing, be careful around these disfavored types. They take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows to the head. Alright, so I need to learn where everything is. I would like to see uh, I would like to see the information of my companions' loyalty and stuff like that. Where can I see them? Is it somewhere here? Oh, there's the AI behavior. Great answer. Verse will fight aggressively in melee target enemies with low health and low defenses. That sounds very good. She will attempt to remain mobile in the battlefield and alternate between red geyser and seeking sheet stances at high health and 3 whispers at low health. I have no idea what these are, but I assume that they are ability names. When in danger, Verse will attempt to use her unbound ability to trick the enemy and attack vulnerable enemy targets. You know what? Let's try that. Where can I see her battle stance, weapon? There's so many things to learn here still, folks. Talents. Right. Companion, Verse. Loyalty. Well, she seems to be very loyal to me. Verse has elated by your feisty. Verse was pleased by your feisty. You caught on to Verse's subterfuge. I have no idea what this word means. I need to check the dictionary after this. Verse was appalled by your orderly, honorable ways. Alright?
Just point me in the right direction.
No, both of you come here. Who do we have here? Step closer and present yourself. You have gained favor with Disfavored. The Stormcaller has arrived. The guard nods as you approach. It is an honor to welcome you to Disfavored camp. Most have been a terrifying honor to be the mouthpiece of Kyros' magic. You lucky sod. What's this? Stormcaller has arrived. The Disfavored cut a bloody swath through the realm of Starlord. Whatever. Salute Craven Ash protects. I have an important message for the Archons. If you don't mind, I'm in a hurry. Clear silently. Lives were lost when I proclaimed the Edict of Storm, soldier. I don't share your fond memory. Well, I don't really care about their lives. I'm just gonna salute. That he does. The warrior nods in approval, then taps twice on the gate to signal your arrival. Be well, Fatebinder. Glory to Kyros! Alright, so what? Now, where was the tent again? Is he a merchant? Actually, let's worry about the merchants later. I'm wishing to have prisoners here as well. Now, where is the? Is it possibly this tent?
Interesting.
The Archons await you inside, Fatebinder. Good. Oh, but before that, loot. What do we have? Oh, we got tons of stuff. Potion to elemental barrier, 50 defenses against paralyzed, burning and frozen attacks for 60 seconds. Nice. Fatigue and toxin. Weaken it for target versus entrance. Okay. Garnet seems like a gem of some kind, and this too. Well, let's take them all. Oh. I always try to press that chest instead. Alright, let's go inside. Yesterday you chided me for wishing to wait. Now you suggest an even longer delay? Perhaps the voices in your skull ought to come to a consensus if you wish to be taken seriously. Good advice is flexible. Changing with the moment. Besides, now we are agreeing with yesterday whatever. We know you hate going to battle without overwhelming odds on your side. If you're so terrified of a challenge, why no? Yeah, they are just gonna bicker.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
Alright, these are voice acted, so I don't need to read all of them. Nice. The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to puncture his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy. That looks kinda badass, I'm not gonna lie.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. Well, hello there, Fatebinder. We'll be with you in just a moment. Ah, these are the voices that I hear in my head. Emerald luminance seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally. Damn, well he sounds like a badass.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Verse whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. I am here to proclaim Kyros' Edict. The valley was sealed in preparation for this moment. I'm just gonna clear my throat.
I always know you've run out of things to say when you resort to mocking my vassals. If we are to speak of treachery, why is it that my scouts see the Scarlet Chorus warriors defecting back to the Vendrian Guard? Your fearsome reputation has gone flaccid, for it seems you cannot control your soldiers. Or perhaps you simply choose not to.
My lord, the Fatebinder has arrived. The Disfavored commander raises her voice, trying with little success to speak over the Archons. Perhaps we could table this discussion and let our guests speak.
Speaking of strategic failures, who was it that insisted the valley would need only a token garrison? For some strange reason, we can't seem to recall which balding halfwit grossly underestimated the enemy. Thoughts?
The Archon of Secrets twists his scepter in a twisting loop. Something else? Can you hear us, Fatebinder? Cough if we have your attention. His leather-wrapped hands flipping the heavy rod with an effortless flow. If I may address the Archons, are you two... should I just say, are you two just about done? Or... yeah, I'm gonna say this. Are you two just about done? You have gained loyalty with words, you have gained wrath, you have gained favor with the voice of Nerat. What? Fifth eye? Ah, it's that guy. They bicker like children, do they not? The fifth eye's grating tenor pierces the tension in the tent, and all eyes land on the Crimson Spear. I meant only to say welcome. Welcome to our guest, the Fatebinder. The armored retainer bows with rushed inelegance, then rises to a salute. And not a moment too soon. You have gained favor with the voice of Nerat, you have gained favor with the Scarlet Corpse. Ah, why didn't you speak up sooner? My lord Archons, the governor of Legion's Crossing has finally arrived. I beg you to keys Arquin for a moment. Bow to the Archons, apologize for the sudden entrance, I have traveled long to be here. I'm just gonna clear silently because they are my bitches. Oh, at least I think they are. I am the voice of voice, ears and eyes of Tunon, after all.
Stormcaller, it is an honor to have you with us. I would imagine you are here with another of Kyros' edicts. Perhaps another catastrophe that will punish our foes for hiding behind their walls?
Yeah, pretty much.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kyros demands of us all.
Well, truth to be told, I didn't really care about that guy too much, but I just wanted to see if it worked. On the last of his words, the Archon of War glares at the voice of Nerat, furrowing his brow as he utters the word come ready. I require no thanks for doing my sworn duty. I come bearing an edict of Kyros. Are you all done bickering? I have an edict to proclaim. Bow to the Archons. It's an honor to be here. I have come bearing an edict of
For the
Kyros.
second time, Brother Tunon selects you for the glory of proclamation. You should be honored. Tell us, what has the Overlord decided to unleash upon the Oathbreakers?
The Overlord's loyal servants must hold Ascension Hall by Kyros' Day of Swords, or all in the valley shall perish. It seems you need some encouragement to work together. Kyros' edict will end the lives of everyone in this valley unless Ascension Hall is claimed by Kyros' Day of Swords. In honor of your incompetence and disarray, the edict will execute every living thing in this valley unless Ascension Hall is taken by Kyros' Day of Swords. Alright, so... So I'm basically gonna tell the same thing, but in 3 different ways. I think I go for 3, just so they know their place. Or should I? It seems you need some encouragement to work together. I think I go with this one. I do want these two to work together so we can actually defeat the enemy. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the terrestrially praised commandment, each every syllable drafted by the hand of Kyros. With the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens and the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountains, feel renewed. The tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor. Holy crap!
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive.
Indeed.
We'll need to advance across the Matani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
The Archon of War taps a finger against his temple. A low rumble escapes from under his beard.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secrets passes his scepter from one hand to the next. What does he say now? You heard the voice of Nerat in your head. What's him squirm? So many tears over replaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You would never see blood echo in a blubbery mess over a few dead killers. He would use the knuckle bones of his best disciplines for jewelry, and even made a breastplate out of his dead brother's ribcage. Oh damn! Because that's how a real man deals with grief. Chuckling softly with each toss. Bicker all you wish, you are just wasting valuable time. Are you too daft? It is your decision and bickering that necessitated this edict. Learn to work together or we're all doomed. Remain silent, subterfuge. They call you the Archon of Secrets, but you certainly don't seem to know anything remotely useful.
Daft? Only fools hate their lives enough to insult our intellect. But, our dear Binder Yoy, invective is not without purpose. Each moment we waste, death by edict draws closer. Graven Ash, we leave you to tackle the river. The chorus will scour the outer valley.
So that is what it takes to get you to agree to a plan of action. The threat of death? You place the Overlord in this position with your incessant arguments, but now we've actually agreed to do something. Kyros be praised.
Then enough talking, there's work to be done. Our lives hang in the balance because you two bicker like children. Now go solve this problem you have started. No more sit and idle. I expect the Disfavored to be on the march at once. Voice of Nerat, I trust you are done acting the clown and will have your horde ready to march with all haste. I'm gonna save this. They don't like that very much, do they? But hey, I'm the boss. Iron Marshal Erenios. Excuse me. My lord, Barrick and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. The Iron Marshal salutes, clapping her gauntlets to her breastplate. What's Barrick? Barrick is a commander of Stone Shield and is well regarded by the elite inner circle of the Disfavored and High Command. Barrick served in... yeah, whatever. And I will ensure the Kyros stands ready to march, if the Disfavored can take the river. The Kyros has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Thus, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunan's Chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
That's more like it.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
You do know that I'm still here, right?
And, lest we forget, we owe you a debt, Stormcaller. Last year our spies in Stalwart were falsely accused of siding with the locals. Had you not been there to weigh in, justice would no doubt have gone awry.
And what's this? Ah, this is one of the conquest decisions. If you want to read that, then go ahead. But I remember that. The Archon of Secrets tosses a small handful of rings your way as he begins to leave. He taps the fifth... Excuse me. He taps the fifth eye on the shoulder and, with one less trill on his scepter, the Archon departs with his underling. Suit yourself, Fatebinder, the more you ignore us. I'm actually kind of confused. Is this guy trying to speak to me via telekinesis or some kind, or does it, or is he, how can I explain this? Or does he have other, like, people, voices inside his body? That seems to be the case. I assume it's the latter. Catch the rings, let the rings fall to the ground. I don't take bribes. Should we take them or not? Yeah, whatever, let's take them. The party has gained 300 rings. Well, goddamn. Well, we are short on money anyway. The Archon of Secrets lets out a small chuckle as he leaves.
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kyros' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Nerat is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the Edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us.
No, don't be like that. You have been fighting together all this way.
But at least we have allies in the court. My best soldiers have never wanted for a good blade or suit of armor, and I know I have you to thank for it. I fear we will have to call on you for more than just a few works of iron. Now, if you'll leave me be, I have a battle to plan. I imagine duty requires you speak with the chorus further, but if I can convince you to lend a hand, most of my legion is trapped beyond the mountains, so I'm in need of an added sword or two.
Alright.
If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm short a few. I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. I would be honored to help. And what of the Scarlet Chorus? How will they be helping? Or should I just clear silently? You know, I should at least make one walkthrough where I just glare silently at everyone and everything and never speak a word, or at least I stay silent as much as I can. It would be hilarious to see how that goes. What of the Scarlet Chorus? Will they be helping?
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the outer valley.
The Oathbreakers have maintained a sizable force outside the Citadel. We need the Chorus's manpower to scour the region, otherwise the Oathbreakers will attack at our heels once we cross the Matani. Alright, I'm just clear. A little bit of wrath, but also loyalty with words. The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ash and turns to leave the tent. I will be at the training grounds, readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. He pauses, clearing her throat. And though I am loath to mention it, the Chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the Older Valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call a camp. Due east. Seek him out if you must. Kyros' Day of Swords. Now that you have delivered word of Kyros' Edict to the armies, the time remaining until Kyros' Day of Swords appears next to the current date on the navigation bar. The terms of Kyros' Edicts must be met by this date. Oh damn, or everyone in Ventrian's Well will die. This this reminds me of the first Fallout game, where you also had, I think, 150 days amount of time to find the water chip for your vault, or otherwise everyone there will die. This is very similar. Now,
On it.
excuse me. Now that's locked, but can we break it open? Apparently we can, and Iron Walker Helm. Nice, I'm gonna take that. Hope you don't mind. No, of course you don't. What's this? The battle report from Echo Hall Crossing laments the failure of the assault on the village of on the Scarlet Court. Apparently the scouts failed to report critical intelligence about enemy composition. Alright. What about this barrel? What's this? Blood moss. Plus 50 defense against bleeding attacks. Well, what else? Immunity to bleeding. Immunity to bleeding. Sounds very nice. Using a consumable in combat happens instantly and doesn't send your character into recovery. Once a consumable is used, all consumables are on cooldown. Alright, good to know. Alright. I think I'll stop this episode here. This seems like a good place to end this. So in the next episode we are going to explore this camp a little bit and decide what to do and who to help first, the Disfavored or Scarlet Chorus. So thank you for watching and till next time.